We play Savage Worlds, whether we're at the table or over the internet. In our role-playing game, fantasy is just the beginning. From the Wild West to the depths of outer space and beyond. Anytime, any place. They're all Savage Worlds.
First time we saw it, a dark mass of buildings huddled on the mountain's shoulder, a place they called Headstone Hill. The town was ablaze with electric light it verged on miraculous. But we noticed how strangely the light flickered and how every shadow grew deeper and more suspicious in its presence. That's where Agent Reeg vanished, so that's where we had to go. It was time for us to face the horror at Headstone Hill.
Welcome, Wildcards, to the episode 2 of the Horror Headstone Hill AP pre-show. Joining us today are JM and JD. This is easy. I'm not going to get confused, and I'm not going to misname UJM or UJD. So welcome, guys. Episode 1 was amazing. Had a lot of fun. And JM, for people who haven't tuned in, or for those who aren't going to remember before tonight, because it was a whole week ago, and we've all been watching like Stranger Things and Obi-Wan and all the other shows that are like dumping episodes. Yeah. For people who want the recap, tell us what happened in episode 1.
Well, we started off with a bang. The group was on its way to Headstone Hill, and they were attacked by one of the gangs of outlaws that it turns out one of our wild cards, Ada, has a history with. We actually have 2 characters who are out on the trail of vengeance. And so I've made a couple of little adjustments to the gangs to really make the group want to go after these sort of side quest things. But they were attacked. They made it into Headstone Hill. They did a little bit of recon. And I think this session, we're going to see them. The new day starts. They have 3 or 4 places that they've got some really good leads on where Agent Reeg went to. And hopefully, for those of you who have read through the horror at Headstone Hill, there will be some piano playing by the end of the session, is all I will say.
Yes, and it's like Soviet Russia, like in Headstone Hill, the piano might play you.
The piano plays you, yes.
So, JD, you're out of habit. You play a wonderful character. So tell us about your character and your favorite moment of episode 1.
Well, thank you. Sister May is a very bubbly, joyful person, almost in direct opposition to my own personality. My face hurts so hard at the end of the episode.
I don't have practice with smiling.
But she is a member of the new order just started in Nottingham, England, the St. Joseph's of Peace, which is actually a legit order that started in 1944, just before the events of the story. So I'm super excited to find a parallel, but I'm very excited that she's very excited to be a part of that order. And it makes sense that it would be in direct connection to the weird things that are happening in the world, but also just the idea of social justice and education for all is a big part of how I'm wrapping my character around the idea of things are weird and hard, and the best way to help people is to get them educated so that they can work their way out of whatever is oppressing them or holding them down in their own personal journey. So
she's more than just a nun with a gun, right?
That's right, yeah.
Right.
But I think we did pick up the title for episode 2, which will be Back in the Habit.
Yes, nice.
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna run with.
Don't sue us, Whoopi, please.
That's right.
Oh my god, I remember I actually saw Nonsense when they were doing the show live, and
oh wow,
it was awesome because there's like two.
I've done that show twice.
Yay! This is awesome. See, this is just perfect. That's why you knew that. And it's like I'm looking like you got your hair all perfect for today, and now you're just gonna have to cover it up when we cut to go and actually film. It's so sad, but we get to see your gorgeous locks now, so that's good.
But the nice thing is that both of the rosaries that I'm using are ones that I made for Nonsense.
Right? You always reuse a prop. Like you never throw them away. Like you put that
Right.
much blood, sweat, and tears into stuff. It's like I've got a storage shed, and there's like I think 8 of those like black boxes you can get at Costco with like the yellow lids, and it's like just gaming terrain. There's like Roman temple gaming terrain and like pirate terrain. And I'm like, I bought too many fish aquarium things or things that like Hobby Lobby or whatever, just to like, spruce up a game area. I'm like, I'm not going to throw this stuff away. But now I'm paying like $100 a month on, a storage unit. But whatevs.
Hey,
I'll
works.
use it again. Right? These are my treasures. So JT, tell us, like since this is your first time on the PEG channel, tell us, how did you get into RPGs, and then how did you find Savage Worlds?
Well, back in 94, 93, somewhere in there, in high school, I sat down at a table for lunch and heard them talking about the game that they were playing. And because I have almost no fear in social situations because I'm blunt as a hammer,
AF.
I just turned and said, "What are you playing? Can I join?" And they said yes. So it started with Star Wars, the original Star Wars RPG.
Nice.
And I played that throughout high school. And then when I went off to college, I played Rifts.
Those jumps, like, so like it was the 3D6, the FASA, like the Star Wars system of all Star Wars systems. Shane was on a stream recently where they asked, like, what do you think the best adapted RPG is? And they all agreed it was the Star Wars game. But man, jumping from that into Rifts is like, Rifts is a whole lot of crazy. So I'm impressed that you didn't like, not that Rifts would turn people off from the hobby, but it's just one of those, like, it's like jumping into the deep end. It's, there's a whole lot there. So
I tend to not get as deep and as technical into the rules as a lot of my fellow players do. I am more about the adventure of the moment. So like I had a character whose comeliness was like a perfect 20. So I couldn't walk around uncovered or else I would be assaulted by every random character.
And this is why you play nuns. Ever since.
I learned my lesson hard on that one. But yeah, I just love the collective storytelling of role-playing more than trying to figure out all of the rules and figure out how to maximize my character, because then it's not fun for me anymore.
Well, and that's really the heart of the game, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's why, it's a natural that you're on an actual play for that too, because there are people who get their jollies out of like making it a game and having to win the game. But I don't know. For a group to have fun, I think it's much more fun to have the storytelling, the cooperative stuff, and that the rules are there for the random aspects of it, the balance, the fairness. Make sure things are fair between the characters, and then fair between the game master and the players. But the rules don't tell a story, right? They're just there to facilitate. The story is what the actual important thing is. So I'm glad that you have the right take on RPG. So given that, is this your first time on an actual play, or have you done actual plays before?
Gosh, that's a hard question. I've done some one shots mostly because I am a producer, and so I do a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. And
JD is the reason that all of the iconic stuff looked as good as it did, because she is our producer. Yeah.
I do. We have to get your artist friend on for the next show, because I love the little guns that have the animation on them.
Oh yeah, I'll make sure Bob's available for our next one.
That'd be awesome. But really smooth stuff. We appreciate your efforts, because it makes us look good too. So
yeah.
But it's harder to find the behind the scenes people than the in front of the camera people. So I don't get to play as often as I like, but I'm super grateful for the opportunity. But this is my first time playing Savage Worlds, and I'm really enjoying it. I love a good mystery.
This is a really fun adventure for that too. Like,
yeah.
Right. And mysteries are kind of one of those genres in RPGs where the rules can hinder you. There can be awful things like systems where if you miss one roll, you don't get a clue and you can't advance, right? There's been plenty of people who tried to run mysteries and systems not designed for them. But mystery, a mystery RPG is really all about the story, right? It's the rules do take a back seat, and you really get into the meat of can the players figure it out? Can they find the right people? And very little of that is like make the perfect die roll and you shall succeed or else you fail. So that's pretty good. I like it. So far, I mean coming from Rifts, JD was pointing out, like, I think he has the book behind him somewhere, the actual Rifts for Savage Worlds, and we're doing so similar. So I mean, just for the folks in the audience, because I mean JD and JM probably knows already because it was in the notes. But the Horde Headstone Hill is like a box set, right? It is a complete all-in-one. You know, we're all gonna go grab our where is it? Yeah. Right, so gratuitous product talk right now.
That's right.
For sale now at just $29.99 on pegging.com, folks. So, anyways, the awesome thing about this, right? It's like it's all kind of in here. There's props, there's the minis, there's the handouts, and that facilitates, I think, really. Oh, and the dice.
Oh yeah, and the great wild card die.
Excited about that.
Everybody loves. Okay, so like when I was running the Rocky Mountain Savages and we'd print up RMS dice, those were the hottest ticket items ever. We could do all these other things, awards and laser cut stuff. People were like, no, I want the commemorative dice for every year. So we had, and you know, I make the mistake of making it too busy one year with like all this text. And so it's like microscopic little text on it. But, you know, and then one year we go to ChessX and we're like, okay, we want novelty dice. We want to really we want as much of a core as you can get into this dice with that laser as possible. Like, we want this to be an unfair as dice, because everyone's kind of like, if you take off a little too much on the one side, the ace, they explode. Yeah. And so they're highly coveted for people who want to like get the edge on the dice. So we're like, let's just do it. Let's just put the smallest logo possible, the name around the far outside, and just put a bunch of black on that side, and then just go as deep as we can. And ChessX is like, we don't want to make unfair dice. And we're like, please make unfair dice. We want to just call. Like, we can't do it for you. So we actually were trying to figure out a way of like drilling out dice and then putting a little stem in there with our little tiny logo on it. And the convention prep was like a little too much, but I literally was drill pressing dice in my garage, trying to make them as unfair as possible. And I
knew that you were Rocky Mountain Savage. That's actually why I picked up that first. Was it the Explorers edition?
Yeah, with a little like the band on the thing.
Yeah, because Cameron Crawford down in Colorado Springs does Petrie's Family Games. Yes. And he had your stuff. I'm like, what is this? What's, you know? And he was like, oh, well, you've played Deadlands. I'm like, yeah. He's like, look, they just came out with this, and so that was my like $10. It was totally worth it.
Yes, that was totally a lost leader. I wish we could still sell books for that price, because it's an amazing number of people found the system for that. That's another thing in the RPG space. It's very like we're pushing like huge inflation now, right? Like nothing political in the economy, but like the price of RPG books really hasn't changed in 35 years, and they've gone from being like black and white on paper to like full 5-color CMYK glossy on really high quality paper with really nice bindings, and they cost the same as they did back then. And it's sad. Like I wish the market could bear more, because then we could have bigger companies and more success. But anyways, that's a divagation. But I'm glad that our little efforts, man.
It worked. It got me in.
It's like karma, man. We're all connected somehow.
It is.
I just stopped over by Petrie's like just this week. Well, last week. Now it's Monday. We just opened our retailer portal on pegging.com. So again, in case you're a retailer watching, peg.com/retailers, there's a link there that'll tell you how to sign up as a retailer and get direct from Pinnacle ordering. So you get 50% off MSRP, no order limits, and free shipping in the United States. So there's no excuse if your distributor doesn't have our stuff yet. You can order it directly from Peg. So, man, we're getting all the news in today.
Glad to help. Like, that's good to know. Like, I'm gonna let my local game store know that.
Yes, let them know, and we will get them all signed up. And see, that's exciting, because we've got so much Savage Pathfinder, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, gorgeous box sets!" And I still have mine. I need to do an unboxing, and I haven't filmed it yet, so they're still sitting here waiting for me to open. And I'm like, "Oh, I really want to see what's inside." It's like they're huge. They really look huge. Like when Simon was playing with them, I'm like clunk. So I'm jealous. Anyways, before we get back to the awesomeness that is Horde Headstone Hill, the other news, in case you guys didn't see, later this month, we are going to launch another Rifts. No, I'm sorry. another Pathfinder campaign. We're going to do the Advanced Player's Guide and the Crimson Throne Adventure Path. So that should, I think that's going to be launching on Tuesday the 21st, but it might be the 28th, I think, but we'll see. So it'll be this month, and there's only so many weeks left in this month, so that's going to be awesome. And then let's see, the first Pathfinder stuff should all be shipped out, and then except for a couple little items, we got to get to our little paper stuff that's coming to the stretch goals. People are going to get that soon. And then Flash Gordon is shipping this week and last week. And then what else? Other good stuff. The Rifts, actually, Atlantis will be shipping momentarily. So I think it's on its way to the warehouse like right now. And so hopefully when they get it and they have the time to get it out. So like a bunch of stuff is shipping. So we are so happy that people are.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, if we miss the first round of Pathfinder for Savage Worlds, I realize we're way down the rabbit hole, but I got you here, and
right?
You're held hostage. If we back the new one, will we have options to do the add-ons, or is it available in the Peg Inc. store right now, and I can just go on there?
It is available now for pre-order. So not even pre-order, like it ships. So if you want the core book and Rise of the Rune Lords, those are available right now. You can just go to peginc.com, click on the Pathfinder thing at the top, and order those, and they will be shipping to you presently. I would do that versus bundling. Just because
then I'd have to wait till everything. Yeah, makes perfect sense.
No one wants to wait, but you can. There will definitely be add-ons to put all that together. And then I think some other cool stuff. Yeah, there's pawns. Pathfinder Paizo still sells the pawns, and they put them back into print. I don't think we sell those. We had those in our campaign, but I don't think we're not selling those on their website. So that's like the one thing that was in the campaign. You got to go back to Paizo and get their pawn set, but. They did pawns, and now we did pawns, and everybody's a pawn, and pawns are fantastic. So, anyways, let's get back to talking about horror at Headstone Hill. So, JM, what do people have in store this week? A little preview on what's up.
Well, I think when we last plug your ears, JT. When we last left off, they were settling down for the night in the hotel in Heaston, and I know that WICKERS is going to meet up with the MARSHAL to get some bounty reward and find out a little bit more about what's going on with Heaston, what's going on with the MARSHAL, see if he can't get some more information there. And then thanks to Leslie Crane, played by our artist, Bob, they're going to go and try and talk to the name is slipping my mind right now, but the diner or the cafe where Agent Reeg was always going to have meals when he was in town, and also he was sweet on the owner, and so they're hoping to find some more information there, and hopefully,
if only for discounts on the meals, if not for true love.
That's right. It might be true love. It might be cheaper waffles. So I think that's where we're starting. We're going to start with the investigation, and hopefully we will end with a bang.
Ooh.
Exciting.
Ending with the bang is always fun.
Yeah.
So JD, tell me about what are your high hopes for your character? Are you planning on surviving the whole campaign? What are some things you're looking forward to on playing with your character?
What a great question. I never hold on to my characters too tightly. I enjoy playing them out, and I'm not trying to save their life because, especially for Sister May, that would be irrelevant. Like, her life is not her own.
That's right.
When the Lord chooses to take her home, whatever, she'll go out with joy. So I think that her aspirations are very simple at this juncture. It's very clear that there is an evil aura in this area and collection of darkness, and so her goal and mission, as always, is to bring the light. So whether that is with her smile or
show them the pearly whites, or smack them over the head with your Bible, or all that kind of stuff, right?
Right.
So tell everybody. So you're playing an answer. So is your character a blessed? Does she actually have an arcane background with that, or is she just playing a nun and is a mundane character? Or are you not going to?
I am actually playing the blessed archetype. I have to admit that I am not personally a Catholic, so some of the minutia of the workings of Catholicism, I might get wrong. Just
don't worry, I got you.
It is not out of disrespect. It's just not my background. I played a nun on a stage. That's it.
I'm not a real doctor. I just play one on the internet.
That's right.
Oh, that's fantastic. So how are you finding Savage World so far? I mean, I know it's an actual place, so it's a little more drama than just a lot of the rolling, but like, you know, the exploding dice, jokers, what do you think of all the unique kind of Savage Worldsness to RPGs?
Well, I don't know how this all happened, but on the very first episode, I got pulled the Joker and didn't know what that meant. So to have Jam explain it right away is like here's this thing that's probably not going to happen very often, and it's happening right now. But I also felt like it was a really great opportunity to be Sister May, because she would want to stop whatever violence was happening, because the shorter a person's lifespan, the less time they have to come to repentance. So
I love Sister May.
I will save you so you can save yourself.
That's right.
So it was nice to be able to jump out before the Vengeance characters started shooting and give people a chance to think about what they've done.
It was fun because we had 2 Vengeance characters and we had 2 Cheery characters. So Leslie and Sister May, we paired off each of them with one of the Vengeance characters so that they have kind of an angel on their shoulder, if you will, to counteract kind of the demon on the other one as they're going forward out into the Weird West. Because, right, going on a trail of vengeance could raise the fear level, which no one wants. It's actually counterproductive to what you're attempting to do.
And then you're drawing those cards for, you know, what happens. Yeah. I love how you guys played. I mean, it was really great playing off each other on that issue. I think that's one of the things that, you know, especially in like in traditional fantasy, right, you always get like the paladin and a thief, and like whether or not they hate each other in real life, like there's just no way to have those characters not be butting heads all the time over everything, right? Like the paladin's like, we should tithe and to good causes, and the thief's like, I've stolen from every one of you, you know, like, right? And you know, it's like the thief's like, I need my backstabbing, and the paladin's like, that's dishonorable, and it's just like, you know. But so, I mean, definitely not the same level of inherent antagonism, but I like how you guys played off that, and how there's kind of room for both at the table to play and explore. So I think that's really fun. I mean, I'm looking forward to see how your characters develop on that front. So let's see. So we need to pitch the show. So guys, the show is 7:30 tonight Central Time. So that's 8:30 Eastern, 6:30 Mountain, 5:30 Pacific. Got it right this week.
Yes.
And it's going to be every Monday at those same times going through the summer. And let's see. Any other last questions for you guys? I'm trying to think if I can get. Ooh, okay. So here's one. JD, of the characters, which one do you think is going to be incapacitated first? Who's going to be making the death saves first?
Ooh.
Oh, goodness. Probably Rook's character. Just he's got the greatest tagline though, guys. If you haven't heard him, you talk. I'm 6 foot 6 inches of vengeance, and you're about to see the other 6 feet down, or something like that. He does it so much better. Please come and watch him. But because he is so dead set on his vengeance, and he doesn't really fear death because he's already been there, I think he's gonna just walk straight into every bit of danger first. But in doing so, will reveal his true heroism.
I love it. So now we're gonna have to make it happen. We're gonna manifest it. We're gonna do the Oprah Winfrey, think it and it will happen. And
that's right.
Hopefully
I hear the Marshal gives out bennies to the chat and allows them to interact with
that's true
stuff that's happening on screen. So I don't know.
That's true. And we actually got somebody who did that last week, which was awesome.
Yes, right? So yes, more of that. And then guys, I mean, obviously I don't even have to tell you the time, because if you're watching this, it's like going to be immediately after we show this. So, strap up your boots, go get the popcorn now, take the bathroom break, because we're going to roll right into Horror at Headstone Hill episode 2. Let's see. One last thing for both of you. Is there anything else besides working on this amazing Pinnacle Deadlands Horde Headstone Hill IP that you guys are doing currently or just finished you want to plug?
Well, we on Tuesday nights we always run the Torg game, which is the FET 5. It is set in Istanbul. Half of the city has fallen to the Nile Empire, so like 1930s pulp superheroes.
Is that like the Legacy of the Nabateans one or a new one?
Yeah. We're about to start a new
Story
arc tomorrow called the Infernus Gamble, and they're going to head into Tharkold. So the other half of the city is controlled by Tharkold, which is essentially Mad Max meets Hellraiser, or at least that's how I run it. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. We do this Saturday, my friend Evan and I, we run a show called Exploring Glorantha, where we take Greg Stafford's massive magnum mythological opus, and we try and break it down into like, hey, it can seem like a lot because you see like the guides to Glorantha and they're like this tall and they're like 700 pages. We're like, you can start playing, we're just nerds who love talking about games, but we have found a voice apparently. So,
and also on Sunday, the live taping of Iconic Podcast.
That's right.
It's going to be an actual play of the Trail of Cthulhu in the Gumshoe
system. Yeah.
Speaking about systems that actually run investigations well and don't keep crap behind crappy die rolls.
That's right. And I told my players when we started playing Savage that do not worry. I know that your characters know more about the Weird West than you do. So I have actually taken, after reading, Gumshoe when it came out, I do that all the time now. I'm like, hey, you're a nun. You know this. If you want to make a roll, here's the roll you could do. But I'm going to at least give you a nun in this situation would know X. Or
that is the way, sir.
Yeah.
That is the way.
Yeah.
Well, we are so happy that our property is in such good hands between the two of you, producing and playing and running. And we will, again, next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Woo! And we will get into episode 3 pre-show. But I think that's good for tonight because we talked for almost half an hour and this is going to go half an hour before the show. Awesome. So thank you guys for joining us. We look forward to all the fun that's going to happen tonight. Literally momentarily, like, guys, this is going to be on Peg channel, but we are going to go raid the Iconic channel. So stick around and we will ride the raid wave. We will do that. Whatever it is, that's what we're going to do. So we appreciate you guys. And remember, guys, chat can get bennies. So spend them wisely. And hopefully we know which character we're gunning for. We've decided we're not going to tell him. He won't see this.
That's right.
He won't know what we're gunning for. Well, thanks again, JM and JD, and everybody else. Stick around right now.
Thanks, Chris.
We are going to raid Iconic, and we'll see episode 2 of Horror at Headstone Hill. And answers will be revealed, and hopefully, you said at the end there's going to be something explosive. So I'm holding it to it. If things are not, dice have to explode, and then something else. So
yeah, you know it,
guys. Here he is. We're going to do right now off to the races. So cheers.
Welcome to the Weird West. Will you survive the frightening frontier or fill a grave on Boot Hill? Grab your 6 guns and enter the Deadlands.